Well, good morning, everyone, team. Let's start the session for today. Meanwhile, others also can join parallel team. So, in the yesterday's, uh, on Saturday, we had a demo on this particular Oracle Fusion HCM Cloud Applications team. And as part of the demo, we were looking at the introduction to the application team. We have seen the intro to the ERP, and then we have seen what is Fusion applications and the applications evaluation overview, like in which year the Fusion applications introduced in the market, and since then how the application got evolved. What is the release that they have introduced in the market, and since then, as of today, what is the latest version within the Fusion applications. And also we spoke about the environment upgradation policy team, like how Oracle will provide the upgradation to their application and what happens at each of the upgrade, and what is the sequence that Oracle will follow in order to give their numbering to their upgradation team. Like as I told you, they will be having the quarterly upgradation policy, right team? Every quarter they will provide the upgrade to their application. So in a year we have 4 quarters, and 4 times the application will get updated or upgraded. So what happens during that time, and where we can find what new features are coming up every release, that I have shown you in the last session team. And I have also explained overview about the companies or the players involved in any of the ERP products team, like who is vendor, who is client or customer, and who will be the consulting companies where we will be working in this particular technology. That all we have seen team. And then I have also introduced it to you what are all the modules that we have in this particular Oracle Fusion HCM Cloud application team. So we discussed about what are all the functional modules that we have in total and what comes under the technical side of the application team, right? So after this team, we were talking about the access to Oracle knowledge repository. Where we can get the Oracle delivered documentation for Oracle Fusion HCM Cloud application, where we have to navigate to the repository, and where we can find the implementation guides or administration guides or user manuals, whatever that standard documents that Oracle provided for the application team, where to find that all we have seen team. And then I have also explained you what will be the offerings that you are going to get as part of this training curriculum team. And then we have seen the certification concept, like in Fusion application, what is the certification, like how we have to apply for the certification, what is the mode of exam, and what type of questioning pattern that we will be having, what will be the pass mark for the certification, and is it mandatory or is it optional. That all we have discussed at team. So in our Saturday's demo, these are the things that which we covered so far team. So today I will be introducing you to the application overview team. Once we go to the project and once the customer gives the application access to us, how the application looks like, how to log in into the system, like the basic intro and overview to the application today we are going to see team, right? So I was telling in the last session team, our Oracle Fusion HCM applications are purely on a cloud-based technology. So we no need to install this software in any of our laptops or PCs or any of the servers team. Whenever a customer buys the license from Oracle team, the application will be delivered in the form of this particular URL team. Just like this. The application will be delivered in the form of URL, and we will be having user ID and password. User ID and password. So the application will be delivered in the form of this URL team. So we have many names for this particular URL. In regular real-time team, we will be calling this particular thing as environment. We will be calling it as environment, or we will be calling it as instance. Okay, we will be calling it as instance, or we can be calling it as server, or we can call it as POD, platform on demand. So there are many names to call this particular URL team. Whenever you're working in the projects in the company's team, people will be calling it in different names. So don't get confused. Some will call it as, hey, give me the instance, or what is the environment in which you are working, give me the server access, or what is the pod you are working on. So it can be called in different names team. We can call it as environment, we can call it as instance, we can call it as server, or we can call it as pod, platform on demand, POD. Okay, so once I copy paste this particular URL in any of the browsers team, let's say I will just come to my Google Chrome, and then I'm copy pasting here team, and then I'm trying to search that URL team. So I will be prompted to the login screen. So here you will be seeing team. What is that? Sign in Oracle Applications Cloud. So this is the login screen. By default, we will be landing upon whenever we will be getting into the application team. So once we land upon this screen team, here we will be asked to provide our user ID and password. So this is my user ID team. This is my user ID team. So I am logging in with my user ID called HCM_IMPL10. And then I have a password here. There is something I'm giving team, that is test@123. So already I have saved these credentials here. So that's why by default, these things are coming up team. So once I provide my user ID and password, and once I click on sign in, I will be able to log in into the application team. So as it is a cloud-based application, you no need to install anywhere the software or the application in the system team. Any laptop or any PC, just if you have a stable internet connection, you can use this particular application team. See, I came to Chrome and I searched with this URL. So I was asking to log in into the application team, sign in Oracle Applications Cloud. So I'm giving my user ID and password, and I'm clicking on sign in team. And when we signing in into the application team, basically, we have the option to choose the language also team here. So Oracle Fusion applications are multi-supported language applications team. It means application can be used in different languages, not necessarily only in English team. So these are the supported languages in which our application can be used. So wherever the Oracle market is very high, like in whichever the countries Oracle applications are being mostly used by the customers, Oracle also providing their localized language support to the applications team. So if I want to use the application in my own country, let's suppose there is one of the client from Saudi, they want to use the application in Arabic. So while logging in only, you can keep the language option. See, the moment I kept the language option here, the language version changed to Arabic. Or if I want to use it in Finnish, let's say, see, it got changed to Finnish language. Everything is coming up in Finnish. See here, everything. So you can choose the application you are going to use in which language from here too. Even after signing in also, we have this functionality available. You can choose what language you want to switch the application team. Okay. So I'm giving my user ID and password here, and I'm clicking on sign in. Now my page is loading, and I will be landing upon the Oracle Fusion applications in the system team. So let me get into the home screen. Okay. Let me click on the home button. Now I will be landing upon the home screen team. Don't worry, as these are the training demo instances, the performance will be a bit low, team. Usually it won't be the case. So see, team, when I log in with my credentials, I landed upon the Fusion application screen, team. And by default, we will be landing upon the home screen. This is the home screen to the application team. See, there is a message to me. Good morning, HCM_IMPL10. So this is my user that which I logged in currently, HCM_IMPL10. And this is the home screen that we will call team. Whatever by default we will be landing upon. Okay. And then team, one more important thing that you have to understand here is team, for customer to customer, I'm telling that product will be delivered just in the form of this URL, right? Customer to customer, what will be the difference, team? Let's suppose there are two clients that whom Oracle sold this product, team. So Oracle sold this product for Reliance Industries, and there is one more company called Cisco Systems, let's suppose. So these two are the customers who buying the product. So when Oracle delivering the product, what will be the difference that will be there in this URL, team? Or whenever in the real time you are working, sometimes you will be getting an opportunity in the companies to work for multiple projects parallelly. So in that case, how you will understand which product or which URL is related to which client? What will be the difference in the URL pattern, team? See here, my URL is starting from FA and there is something called EQIZ, correct? Now I will open one more instance, team. This is another product, okay? So here I can see there is something called EDRX. Here what I'm seeing, EQIZ. Here what I'm seeing, EDRX. So these four alphabetical characters will be differed from product to product. So whenever you working in the real-time implementation also, team, these four characters you have to look at to understand which this URL is part of which project or which company, and other URL is part of which particular project or the company, team. And these four characters in the instance, we will call it as pod number, POD number, platform on demand number. So that's why I told, right, here we will call it as POD also, platform on demand. Why? Because platform on demand, the name came, team, as they are cloud-based application, the services will be delivered in the form of subscriptions, right? So whatever that we pay, we will be getting access. Platform on demand. That is why the name came as PODT. So these four characters will be differing from customer to customer when Oracle selling the product, team. So that you have to see the difference, that which product is part of which customer or which company, team, right? And then this is the home screen that we will land upon by default. And in the home screen, you could able to see several sections coming up here, team. There is something called sales. There is something called service. They have me, procurement, my client group, help desk. If I click on this right arrow, the list is much more coming up here, team. See, many sections I could able to see, team. And under each of the section, again, if I keep my cursor on my client groups, let's say, team, I could able to see again several options coming under that. Under my client groups, I have something like hiring. I have something like journeys, new person management. Many things are coming up, team. And then there is something called quick actions, and I could able to see some functionalities here. What are these, team? What are these, team? Everything you could able to see section, under that some options coming up. So this entire section, whatever that you are seeing on the home screen, that we will call it as springboard. What is that, team? This entire section we will call it as springboard. Okay. The same sections that what you are seeing here, team, that you will also see here. On the left side top corner, some 3 lines are there, right? If I keep my cursor on that, what is that, team? That is called as navigator. So whatever the sections that you are seeing in the horizontal way here, you will be seeing it in the vertical way. See, if I click on this one team, navigator will open. Here you can see sales, service, me, procurement, my client group. The same thing, see, sales, service, me, procurement, my client groups. And within that, whatever the options I have, under sales, I have workspace, activities, deal registrations, like that. If I click on sales, see workspace, activities, deal registrations. So whatever that you see in the Springboard, the same options you will also able to see in the navigator team. So what we will call them, these sections team, these sections we will be calling them as functional areas. Sales is one functional area. Service is one functional area. My client groups is one functional area. Help desk is one functional area. Everything, whatever the sections that you are able to see team, in the Fusion terminology or in the application terminology, we will call them as functional areas in the system team. Now, under each functional area, whatever the options that you are able to see, that we will call as sub-functional areas in the system. So my client groups, let's say, is a functional area. Under that, hiring, journeys, new person, person management, these we will call it as sub-functional areas in the system team. Now, if I go to my client group and I have some sub-functional area here called new person. If I go to new person, I'm clicking on new person. See, now my screen is loading and I will land upon that new person screen team. I landed upon new person screen. So what could I able to see here team? See, I have new person dashboard. I have hire an employee. I have pending worker, add a contingent worker, add a pending worker, add a non-worker. These are the tasks or the setups in the system team. So you have to understand what is coming under what. Under functional areas, we have sub-functional areas residing under them. Under each sub-functional area, we have the tasks that which will be residing in the system team. So every task that you are going to perform team. So going forward, let's say core HR is there. These all are the tasks which we are going to configure in core HR module. Let's say absence is there. These are the tasks which we are going to configure in absence module. So whenever you are going to search or whenever you are going to configure them in the system, where these tasks will be residing in the system team or available in the system team, they will be residing under each of these sub-functional areas. So under functional area, we have sub-functional areas. Under each sub-functional area, we have tasks residing under them. So like under new person, I have a couple of tasks. If I go to absences here team, let me click on absences. See, I could able to see several tasks that are available under that absence administration team. Okay. So all my absence related configurational things, these all will be residing under these absences. See, these all are those only team, right? So this is about Springboard in the system team. You have the scope to customize the Springboard also team. What is that customization? See, under my client groups, I have a couple of sub-functional areas coming up, like hiring, journeys, new person, person management, absences, like that. I want to hide some of them from the system. How can I do team? Let's say hiring is there, journeys is there. I want to hide the two from my client groups. I don't want to show to my employees these two options from my client groups. I want to hide it. How can I do team? Be on the Springboard, scroll down. You be on any of the functional area team, scroll down. At the end, you will have plus icon available team. What is that? When I keep my cursor on plus icon team, something coming as personalized Springboard. So click on plus icon team. Click on plus icon team. Then you will land upon apps screen here. What is that? Whatever the functional areas and whatever the sub-functional areas under that you are seeing in the Springboard, everything you could able to see. See, this is sales, this is service, this is me, and this is procurement, and this is our my client groups, this is our help desk, this is our product, everything everything till last, whatever is there. Whatever the functional areas you are seeing on the Springboard, each and every functional area, under that, whatever sub-functional areas that we are seeing, everything will come here, team. Now I will go to my client groups. I don't want hiring and journeys, right? So see, hiring is there here. I will uncheck these two. I'm unchecking these two from my client groups. Now see, I will click on save and close. Now you go and check in the Springboard team. See, I will come to my client groups. So I came to my client groups team. So where is that particular options team? Journeys and what is that? Hiring. They two got hided out, right? In the similar way, you can do for any of the functional area. You can go to that plus icon. The moment you go to the plus icon, you will land upon that app screen where you can find all the functional areas available in the system and the sub-functional areas under them. I want to put them back. I can come, I can enable, and I can save and close. Now they will come back and they will show up under my client group C. Now if I go to my client group, they too came back. So we can personalize the Springboard as well as per our requirement team. But one thing we have to understand here is team. Now I hided these two, journeys and hiring, but I cannot hide that from the navigator via Springboard team. Whatever that you are performing, that is from the Springboard only team. Okay. You cannot restrict directly from the navigator. If you want to restrict them from the navigator also, there is other way. We have the concept of security in the system and the concept of roles available. Through that we can do. But basic level, just a cosmetic level personalization for a Springboard, if you want to perform, you can perform from this option called personalized Springboard. If you want, I will show you. See, I'm again going to the personalized Springboard option. Under my client groups, hiring and journeys, I'm removing again. Now from the Springboard, they won't show. If I go here, see, from Springboard they removed. There is no hiring and journeys coming. But if I go to navigator, see if I go to navigator, if I expand my client groups, there is no issue to them. They are still showing up here. So navigator cannot be customizable from the on screen. Only Springboard, you can have the basic level personalization to the Springboard for view and not viewing the options from them. These can be restricted via the concept of security team that we will talk in our coming sessions later point. Okay. And then team, within the Springboard, we could able to see something called quick actions. What are these quick actions team? See, if I go to my client group, and if I go to, let's say I'm going to absences. I'm going to absences. Under absences team, I could able to see several tasks, what I can perform under that. I have something called absence reason, absence certification, plans, types, agreements, categories, like that. These all things you can see directly under quick actions team. Like whatever the transactions, whatever the setup tasks that I can perform from all of these sub-functional areas under my client groups, all of them I can see in a quick actions window team. See now, if I come to quick actions, scroll down, I will click on show more. Now see team, these all are the quick actions that I can see in the system team. Okay. Okay. See under employment, whatever the transactions that I can perform team, like add assignment, change manager, change location, change photo, document of records, employment info, hire an employee. See, and if I scroll down, new person, see, add a contingent, add a non-worker, add a pending worker. Actually, under my client groups, if I go to new person, I will get access to these tasks. But under quick actions, what happens team? We will have a full overview of all the tasks, whatever residing under that functional area team. If I scroll down, second, I think it's loading to the screen. Just 1 second. Okay. Now let me go to my client groups, quick actions, and then click on show more. Right. So whatever that usually you will go like my client group, new person, and within that whatever the task available, everything that you can see at one place in a quick actions team, like under compensation, whatever the tasks that I can access under compensation, everything I can see here. Similarly, learning, time, work structures, and here I can see my absences also somewhere. See, if I go to my client group and absences, see absence types, plans, reasons, categories, certifications, every setup or the task that I can perform under that sub-functional area, directly I can able to see team. So quick actions is something which will give us a overall access to the setups or the tasks, whatever residing under all of these sub-functional areas at one place team. Ideally, what you will do, you will go to my client group, you will go to that sub-functional area, and you will pick up the respective task. But if you want to know whatever the tasks available under this at one place, then go to quick actions. Not only that one team, going forward, when we performing the transactions in the system, I will be explaining you about the concept of user interfaces. We have something like classic user interface and responsive user interface team. So our quick actions is also part of that responsive UI, but at this point of time, you will not understand what is UI and what will be the difference between those two. Once we start configuring the system, you will understand. Okay. Okay. So this is about the springboard, and this is about the navigator. So any task, either you do from here, or you do from navigator, or you do from quick actions, anywhere that you can do team, ultimately the task remains same. I want to hire an employee, so I can come to my client group, I can go to new person, okay, and I can pick a task called hire an employee, or else the same task I can also pick from the navigator. Anywhere you pick up, ultimately the task remains same. Oracle giving us a leverage in the system to access the respective tasks or the setups from different places team. So what is your convenient way of using the system, you can use. So this is the hiring task basically in the system for hiring the new employee in the application. So I can either do from my client group, new person, or okay, let me go to home. Okay, from navigator, go to navigator, and then my client group, then new person. Okay, then also the same screen I will land upon. See, new person. I can come to hire an employee, or directly from springboard, quick actions, I can pick up hire an employee. From anywhere you can perform team. The ultimate thing is what are the setups or the tasks we are performing, but from where we are picking up, that is not an important thing. If from anywhere you can pick up team. So this is about the introduction to the functional areas and the sub-functional areas under them, and that setups are the tasks residing under them. Now you might get a question, Kumar, how these all things are coming to my user login? Like I logged in into the system with my user. When I log in team, I could able to see several functional areas coming up to here. Okay. Sales and service. Why these are coming in HCM? These are not part of our HR business area. These are part of CRM or sales. Or let's say something like we have order management, subscription management, supply chain execution. These are part of our supply chain product. Or we have something called receivables, general accounting, intercompany accounting, cash management, fixed assets. These are part of Oracle Fusion financials. But how this person is getting all that access in the system, or not even that one team, whenever a person logs into the system with his credentials, whatever the functional areas that he is able to see in the springboard or the navigator, how that will be provisioned to him. See, basically, we have a concept called security administration, correct? So I was telling you, when we're talking about the other side of the application, we have something called security administration. I have told you, team. What is this one, team? Security administration will be dealing with the user and role management in the system. Means how the user accounts will be created for the employees in the application and what access to be provisioned to them. So in the Fusion application team, we have a concept called roles, a concept available under roles called RBAC. RBAC, roles based access control. The entire security in the Fusion application is purely working on a concept of this one team, roles based access control. Like what, team? Whenever in the application a new employee hired in the organization team, when the user account created to that employee, we will be adding the roles to that employee team. For each and every module, Oracle designated certain roles. Like I want all the core HR related access in the system. Whatever the roles that required for core HR, I have to assign to my employee. Or I want access to all the payroll related functionalities in the system. Then the payroll related role that I have to assign team. So we are going to talk this topic from tomorrow, security, intro, everything. But I'm trying to make you clear that whatever the access that I'm able to get so far in the system is purely based upon the roles that assigned to my user team. So as it is a practice demo instance, the training instance, and this is the super user login team, all the product related roles are enrolled to this user. That's why I could able to see all functional areas in the system team. So this access will be coming through the concept of security and roles. But what we will talk from tomorrow, this particular concept team. So let us go through other functionalities that we can see in the application in today's team. Right. So this is about the intro to Springboard and the navigator in the system team. And one more thing before going through these options, I want to tell you, team. Many of you will have a question in the mind. What is that? KUMAR, under Oracle Fusion applications, we have multiple products available. Correct. We have our HCM is this one. We have under Fusion financials available. We have CRM available. We have PPM. We have procurement. We have supply chain. Many other products are also available under Fusion applications. So we are part of HCM. We have to know what is HCM. But in the real time, how the product will be delivered to the client. Let's suppose, team, we will be implementing the project to a Tata Group. Okay. So let's suppose, team, we are working in some consulting company. Let's say we are working for Deloitte team. So now Tata Group purchased this product from Oracle. So they given the project to Deloitte for implementing that. So we as an implementation team went to Tata Group to implement this product for them. Now Tata Group, when they're buying the license from Oracle, along with HCM, they also purchased license for financials. They also purchased the license for supply chain. They also purchased the license for PPM, project portfolio management. So how the product will be delivered? Do you think that for each of the product, Oracle delivers separate URLs? I mean, separate products. For HCM, one URL, one product. For supply chain, one product. Financials, one product. No. Oracle Fusion applications is a complete suite of all the business processes team. Whenever a customer subscribes to this application, whenever a customer or a client buy the license from Oracle team, whatever the licenses they are procuring, everything will be delivered in the same product. It might be HCM, it might be financials, or it might be supply chain, or it might be CRM, anything. All the products or all the business areas will be delivered in the single product only team. The only difference will be, team, the roles. For all our HR related people, we will assign our HR related roles, HCM related roles. So we will get access to all HCM related functional areas and sub-functional areas, everything. But my user currently, as he is a super user, training user, which we will use for all the batches team, we added all the roles to him, HCM related roles, financials related roles, supply chain related roles, everything. So that's why the sales related functional areas, procurement, supply chain related functional areas, everything my user able to access team. So this is very important thing to understand team, because in every batch I will face a question from the people. Kumar, how in the real time the application deliverable will be there by Oracle? Will they provide separate products for separate things? No. Everything will be licensed or procured in the same application. So depending upon the roles that we are going to segregate to the employees, the access will be provisioned to them. That's okay. Just for info out of the box I have shared with you team. And then what else we can see in the application team? So if I scroll down under my Springboard, if I scroll down my screen, I could able to see something called things to finish. What is that team? See, we have the concept of workflows and approvals I told you. What is this concept team? We can set an approval flow in the system. What is that? Whenever let's say an employee applying the leave in the system, that should go for the concerned manager approval. Or let's say HR hiring the employee in the system, or HR transferring the employee in the system, promoting the employee in the system. Whatever the transaction that the end users are going to perform team, you can set up in the system the approval flow for them. Like who will be performing the transaction, and if the transaction performed, to whom the approval should trigger, that all. So let's suppose team, I'm a manager in the system and my subordinates applied some leaves in the system, and as a manager, I should approve them. So where as a manager, I can see what are the approvals that are waiting on me. Here I can see team. If I come to things to finish team, ideally it's a demo instance and it is my fresh login. Nothing has been mapped to me. That's why I could able to see 0 and 0. But regularly team, if any transactions tagged to me in the system that are waiting for my approval, I can see here assigned to me, and the same things will display here also team. So currently I have no open notifications, it is blank, but I can see here whatever the approvals that are waiting on me. These are created by me. Whatever I initiated waiting for someone, that I can see here. Whatever assigned to me waiting for my approval, that I can see here. This is things to finish, which I can see team. And then we have something called news and announcements. What is that team? The application home screen, you can also use it as a communication channel to the employees team. Let's suppose team, organization want to share some news to all their employees in a bulk. Let's suppose upcoming quarterly results they want to release to all the employees, the performance of the company. Or let's say they're going to announce bonus in the next month to all the employees. Something in a bulk for all the employees in the organization, they want to share some news or announcement to them. So in the news and announcement section team, we can see all that news and announcements which will be making by the company team. At the back end, we have the setup that we have to publish the news. That will be discussed at later point of time. But here we will be able to see that news and announcements, whatever our organization want to share with the employees team. And in the analytics team, if any reports are embedded here on the home screen, I can see that the reports available. This we will see in our BI sessions when we starting up with the reporting area team. So these are the things that which we will be seeing on the home screen, right? And then team, we have something, this one I will talk about team, the magnifier, what is there. We have something here called home button. What is that team? See, like in every device, like in our mobiles, that whatever we are using, we have the home button available. What is that feature of home button team? You be on the any screen, you be on any particular task or anything team, you want to come back to the home screen. Just you click on the home button, you will land up on the home screen. That is about home button functionality. And we have something, the star is available team. This is what, this is about favorites and recent items team. What is that favorites team? If I click on the star, I can see that both sections coming up. This is favorite and this is recent item. Recent items mean the history of the tasks that which we are navigating in the system. So as HCM_IMPL10, my user, what are the recent screens that I came across just before I came to absence administration? Before that, I went to new person. Before that, I went to hire an employee. Before that, I went to payroll. All the recent tasks, what I did in the system, that all I can see in the recent items. It is something like in our Google Chrome, the Chrome history, like search history. The same way within the application, the recent items is the task history, whatever we recently come across, that all we can see here too. And there is something called favorites. Favorites. What is this favorites team? What is this favorites team? Regularly, every day in your day-to-day life, whatever the most used transactions in the system, you can list them here team. Something like we have the concept of bookmarking, right? In our Google Chrome or in the Mozilla Firefox, whatever the browser. Bookmarking means what team? If anything that we want to save that particular website or something, or the most used websites every day, you can bookmark them rather than every day searching for that URL. In the similar way, within the application team, you can bookmark your favorites team. How? Be on the screen. Let's suppose team, I'm an employee in my organization who is working as a HR trainee. My day-to-day transactions will be every day I will be coming to my client group and I will be going to new person, then hiring an employee. These things I will be doing every day. So you be on the screen team, first of all, that particular task, new person, then hire an employee, let's say. I'm picking up one of the tasks from here. Be on the task, then click on that star. 1 second team. Whatever the star quoted, this will create issue team, not filled. So go to the star mark, favorites, click on add to favorites. The hire an employee task, see it is asking. So if any folder you want to maintain, something like that, you can create a folder team, something like I'm defining my daily work, my daily tasks, or let's say my daily work, my folder, just for my understanding, I'm giving team. And this hire an employee, I'm mapping under that folder team. See now, this hire an employee task will map under my daily task, save and close. Now see team. Let me come back to the home screen. Let me come back to the home screen. Okay. Now you see team, go to the star favorites icon. Under favorites, you can see the folder my daily task and see hire an employee. So daily, I no need to go to my client group, new person, then pick up a task. I will come to my star, all my favorites, I will list out the list I can see. From here directly I can pick up. See, I will land upon what? Hire an employee screen now. So not only hire an employee team, whatever are your most used setups or the tasks that you will be doing every day in your day-to-day work, you can list out them in the favorites here team, so that you could able to get instant access to all the tasks and you can pick up whatever you want for your work. Okay. So this is about home and this is about favorites and recent items. And we have something called watch list team. This is nothing to do with our HCM. You no need to understand this topic team. In financials and supply chain, usually any tasks that's tagged to you, that all you can see. This is not required. Then you go to bell icon team. What is this bell icon? This is the notifications task team. I mean option team. Whatever that you are seeing here under things to finish, whatever are assigned to you, all that notifications you could able to see here also team. So as an employee, when you log in into the system, if any transactions are waiting for you, whatever the notifications that have been assigned to you, you can see them usually in this bell icon. But so far, I'm a fresh login in the system, nothing assigned to me. It is blank. But ideally, if you are a manager and some notifications tagged to you, you can see them in the bell icon team. So you can see assigned to me, created by me, all everything you can see here team. This work list I will tell you in our detailed topic of workflows in the system team. And then this is my settings and actions button in the right side. If I click on that user name, what I'm seeing here, team. So my settings and actions will be coming up, team. So if I want to sign out every day, let's say by end of the day before moving out of the office, I want to sign out from the application. Then come to settings and action. Then you can click on sign out. You will be able to log out from the application team. And then we have something called personalization in the system team. What is this personalization team? Here we have something like accessibility settings. We have something called set preferences like that. What is this team? This is very basic cosmetic level feature team. If I go to accessibility settings, these functionalities are available in our mobiles also, team. If you go to settings and if you go to developer mode, team, see accessibility, default mode, screen reader mode, color contrast, standard, high. The application looks and feel like color contrast, accessibility things you can update. If you can want, you can do this, team. So this is not for entire application. This is specific to you, your user only. It will not impact all people who using the application, team. And then if you go to set preferences team, you can find something here like general preferences, something. So here we are going to see only this general preferences, financial cloud, service, knowledge, sales cloud. These are part of the other products. HCM related things only are general preferences. So if I go to regional team, here I can set up the country, that is territory information, okay, date format, time format, number format, currency, time zone, whatever that you want to set for the application, you can set here, team. Okay. So currently the country for this URL setup as United States. Let's suppose your client is from UK, then territory will be UK. If your client is from, let's say, Saudi, then you can keep the territory as Saudi. And what is the date format that they will follow as per that particular country? YYYMM. Different formats will be available, team. You can choose accordingly. What is the time format they want? Number format they want? Currency that they will be using in their country? And what is the time zone that they fall under? And one important thing I will tell you, team, usually these things will be handled by HR admins in the system team. For the regular employees, not HR admins, the implementation IT team will handle team. For the normal end users, we ideally restrict to give access to general preferences team. Why? Because whatever the front-end transactions that we are going to perform, whatever the formats that we choose here will have a huge impact, team. Let's suppose, team, at the back end, I have a reports developed, BA reports or OTBA reports. Whenever we developing a report, team, we will pass some timestamps over there. If the time, date and time is YYYMMDD and time is in hours, followed by minutes, followed by seconds, something like that. Here you are changing the time format and date format of the system. In the reports you have given, let's say, year followed by month followed by date. Here you are giving month followed by date followed by year. When the report you are running, the report ends up with error, team, because there is a mismatch between the system level format and that format you are using in your query. Not only in that place, team, in payroll, whenever we are capturing the salary details to the employee, whatever the number format that we choose here, when you inputting the number in that field, in this format only, the values will be coming up, team. After decimals, how many we want, everything will be coming up from these formats. So that's why these informations are one-time setups in the initial implementation team, and we will restrict usually this general preferences settings to the all employees team. So this is about general preferences and regional team, and the language switching option will be there here. While we logging into the system, we have the option to choose the language, correct? So after logging in also, you can switch the language of the application team. Default American English is there. If you want to change it, let's say I want to change it to Finnish language. My client is from Finnish. So display name also keep it in Finnish, and then click on save and close. Now you see, team, the entire application will be changed to Finnish. Now my screen is loading here, right? and you can see everything, my application changed in Finnish language. And this is not for all the users who using the system team, only to my login. This is specific to the user who changing the language. So this is this option of application coming in Finnish language only for my user, HCM_IMPL10, not for everyone team. So these are individual level settings. Whatever that you want to do, preferences you can change. See now, everything changed in Finnish language team. So we cannot add any custom language. Whatever the Oracle supported languages are there, that you can see them in the list team. Only that as of now supported by Oracle team. So if I go to this regional, so only these languages are supported. Let me put it back to American English. Okay, let me put it back to American English. See now. So currently, these are the language patches that are available for Fusion applications. Anything, any other country's language, if you want to add, it is not possible so far. Whatever that Oracle providing the update, we have to wait till that time team. Okay, so these are the available languages. These are the preferences you can see team. Just give me a second. Okay, and then team, we have accessibility settings. See, whatever that we have, accessibility settings, that will also available within the preferences also team. The same thing. You want to perform from here, you can perform the same things here also. And then team, as a user, if you want to change your password to the application, you can go to the password here, and then you can change your password to the application here team. So you have to pass the current password and new password, confirming the new password and saving and close. So this is to update the password details team. So these are the things so far that you can see team. These proxies, watch list are not required. So these are the options so far we can see here team. And if I go to settings and action team, I could able to see something called administration. Then I could able to see something called troubleshooting. These things we will come to see in our next coming sessions eventually team. So this administration, what is your setup and maintenance? What are these edit pages, global page template? So these are part of our sandbox things, and this is our FSM task. So eventually, one after the other features, when we reach out to those topics, you will understand these things team. And as a user, if you want to check what is the latest version of the application, or what is the application version currently in the system, you should go to about this application team, so that you can see what is the application release version as of now in the system. So we are in the very latest update, that is 22D release 13 team. Okay, that you can check from here. So this is what about the basic intro to the application team. So whatever the basic level functionalities that we have on the home screen, that all we have seen team. So our very next topic that we are going to start will be team, that our security administration in the system. So whenever you going for a project team, okay, one second, yeah. So whenever we are going for a project team, whatever the modules that we are going to start configuring team, the first and the most preliminary understanding of the application that you should be having is team about the concept of security administration. Why? Because whenever we go for a project, client, whenever they share the access to the application team, they will be sharing some super user with all the roles adding to the team. And we should be able to understand, first of all, how to create the user accounts within the system to get access to the application, and what access that has to be provided to the employees, and how that access is going to be provisioned to the employees. That all we have to see team. So that particular concept is about, that will be understandable by a concept of security administration team, like how the user account in the system will be created, what access to be provided to that user, and how the access is provisioning to the employee. That will be covered under the topic of security team. So usually for every batches team, before we starting with our modules in the system, we will see the high level intro to the security team. So not in detail the concept of security we are going to see, but 1-2 hours of discussion on the security we will have from tomorrow. And then we can start with core HR. Once we complete our functional modules team, then we are going to have again a detailed discussion on the security, because security administration is a very vast topic team. Whenever we're talking about the roles, first of all, if I have to talk about the roles, I should aware of these modules and what screens comes under these modules, what functionalities are there in these modules. If these knowledge is there team, then you can play with the roles that we are having in the system. So starting from tomorrow, we will be starting the topic of security administration, where we will be seeing how to create the new user accounts in the system, how to add the roles to the user account, what are the standard Oracle delivered roles we have, what are the types within that we have. That all we will see in the tomorrow session team. Coming to the configurations or the implementation team, in every project where you are working, the very preliminary module that you are going to start will be core HR or the global HR module team. That is the basic module for every implementation team. So post core HR, you can follow whatever the module you want. But our training pattern will be team. After the security sessions, we will be starting with our functional modules. We will see core HR, followed by absence, followed by payroll, followed by talent and comp, and then these concepts after that. Okay. And as I told you team, for each and every module, we have the what I have to say, setup configuration workbook team. I mean, like whatever the configurations that we have to do in every module. Let's say core HR is there. All the configurations in the system that we have to do and their task names. What are the task names in the system to perform that respective configuration? First, we will see from the point of configurations in the system team. Okay. And then we will see the transactions in the system. Let's say we configure the application and we handed over the system to the client. Okay. What are the end user transactions in the system that will be performed? That all we will be seeing team. So first we will see configurations and then we will see the transactions. Then same goes with absence also team. First, we will see the implementation of the absence module, and then we will see the transactions that what we can perform in that particular module team. So same goes with payroll, talent, goals, performance, everything team. So going forward, this spreadsheet is going to be a guide for you. Even in the real-time implementation also, whatever the sequential order we have to follow for setting up the task in the system, you can follow this particular spreadsheet team. So we'll be sharing all these things once we start with our regular setups, everything team. So this is about the intro to the application team. So let me conclude the session here for today. And in tomorrow's session, we will be starting with the topic of security administration team. How to create the user accounts in the system, then what access to be provisioned to the user accounts, how the concept of roles working in the system, everything that we are going to start from tomorrow team. So any questions in today's topic, online people? You can unmute yourself and you can ask the questions team.
Hi, sir.
Yes, Hamid.
In the Springboard, you are adding and removing the items. So is it any possible to keep ascending, descending, or what are the items I want in first, second order? Is it possible? Or?
The Springboard options, right? You can rearrange that one. You can do that.
Yeah. What are, first example, the person management I want in first, new person I want in second. Otherwise, I want to order by descending, ascending order.
You can do that, but in order to do that one, we have to enable the sandbox and you have to perform from this concept of sandbox. We will be seeing that concept anyhow.
Yeah, in future.
Yeah, through this concept, you can able to perform that.
Okay.
Hi Kumar.
Yeah, hi,
So
Suresh.
we are accessing this application through the URL only. Okay.
Correct.
So is there any limitation that the above this version only this will work, and is there any limitation or is that any
No,
restriction?
no, there is no such limitation so far.
So we can access this on IE also, Explorer also, which is not
In
supported right now from the.
See, that is from the regular point of view. If it is not supported, I cannot tell anything. But so far, any browser is supported.
And is there any minimum system configuration required?
Not at
Because this
all.
is through the browser only, so
No,
there
no,
is
no,
no system
nothing,
configuration required.
nothing.
So the customer can use.
Any basic laptop is fine.
Okay, so he can use from the XP also. Or if he
Anything,
has XP and he is a Chrome or any other browser, he can use this
anything,
application.
anything. Okay, team. Then, so if anyone have not contacted to me, please post your details in the chat, team, so that we'll be collecting the details from you. And tomorrow also you can attend the same meeting link at the same time. So whoever confirms the enrollment, please inform me so that we will be sharing you the meeting credentials, instance credentials, and also the video credentials to you, so that you can go through the sessions every day. And also the materials, everything will be shared to you. Okay, we'll be having a WhatsApp group created. So once you confirm the enrollment, we will be adding you all to the WhatsApp group, team, so that we can have a common place where if anything that we have to communicate to you people regarding the class schedules, everything that will be getting updated. And if any materials are there related to the topics, we'll be sharing through that group initially and via email also, team. So please confirm us the enrollments, team, by today or tomorrow, not later than that, so that we can able to share the access to you. Okay. So that's all for today, team. Then thank you everyone for joining. Let's join back tomorrow and we'll continue with the next topics. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.